All right, putting out glimpses of Prime Minister's visit to Jakarta for the ASEAN summit. These are the visuals where you see the Prime Minister sharing a light moment with the President of Indonesia. In fact, earlier the Prime Minister in a statement at the ASEAN-India summit had highlighted how ASEAN is the epicenter of growth and the ties that India shares with the ASEAN nations. So it's a 10-nation bloc and it's the India-ASEAN summit which is taking place. This is a highlight, rather a glimpse of Prime Minister sharing a light moment with the President of Indonesia. The Prime Minister taking to social platform X has said that it was a fruitful discussion that he had. He says, and I quote, attended the East Asia Summit being held in Jakarta. We had a productive discussion on enhancing closer cooperation in key areas to further human empowerment. And there you see the visual of Prime Minister Modi sharing a light moment with the Indonesia President. Let's go across to Abhishek Kapoor as well. Abhishek, that's a glimpse that Prime Minister has shared of his moments that he shared with the President. Talk to us about how productive and fruitful this summit was when it comes to the 10-nation blocs coming together, especially in areas concerning the maritime security.
Well, Samiksha, so far as the maritime security is concerned, there is likelihood that a deal might be struck between India and the ASEAN. An announcement might be made on a maritime agreement being signed, maritime security agreement to be specific, being signed between ASEAN and India. And that's going to be a big thing in the backdrop of the Chinese belligerence and aggression through their recent new map that they have released, which every nation sharing boundary with China in the South China Sea has objected to, including Indonesia, Philippines, and Malaysia, and Vietnam, as of course Taiwan. And we are seeing that building up, and that actually gives India a lot of lateral leeway, freedom, entry into this domain, which concerns India's security also, because almost two-thirds amount of global trade, the sea trade, passes through this region, and almost 60% of India's trade also comes in. So I think this is going to be important. Prime Minister, the fact that in between preparation for G20 summit really squeezed in time and has traveled to Jakarta to be part of the India-ASEAN summit and East Asia summit clearly shows the kind of importance the Modi government really attaches. ASEAN happens to be the key pillar of India's Act East policy, and that's why Prime Minister there and the possibility of the maritime security agreement really buttressing our presence there in Jakarta.
Right, Abhishek, thank you for the moment. So there you see that's a glimpse from Prime Minister's visit in Jakarta. The Prime Minister taking to social media platforms saying that it was indeed a productive discussion that he had in that summit that we understand has just concluded.